My name is Andrea Plumser, and I am the founder and president of Recreational Lacrosse. Recreational Lacrosse is the embodiment of who I am, everything I believe, I value, and everything I've gone through. Growing up, I didn't have access to playing sports, mostly due to financial reasons, but when we got to high school, my triplet sisters really wanted to get into field hockey and lacrosse, so we started playing with a friend, and before you know it, we were all too scared to chicken out.
You guys were always happy, but your skills just weren't there, which is the case for everybody who starts the game. It's not a sport that anyone picks up and is just a natural. Right? I think it was your freshman year, you along with everybody else who hadn't played significant lacrosse was cut, which I thought was a mistake, but it wasn't my decision. It didn't deter you. The three of you worked hard. You came back completely different players. And senior year, your skills were vastly improved and you had significant impact on the team. You contributed.
At the University of Delaware, the club teams are known for being pretty competitive. I know in my freshman year, I walked up to that involvement fair table and asked how many girls are making it, and they were like maybe a couple. There were already 100 names signed up, and I didn't even bother trying out. It was also the same for the men's team, which sort of led to the idea of there's all these people that want to play lacrosse that are getting cut and being told, no, your career is over. And that is where intramural lacrosse was born. So when it came to starting intramural lacrosse, I reached out to the only email I can find on the Intramural League's website and basically just said, hey, can I start intramural lacrosse? How does that work? And that's when I met Tony.
So Andrea came in and she's a little freshman, really passionate about lacrosse. And, the general comment is, I want to start intramural lacrosse. And, we have the club team, we have the varsity team, but the club team is competitive, they cut, and, there's more people on campus that want to play. So when those students come in and I want to start a intramural sport, they don't really understand what that means. So it's really about that grassroots movement of getting out on campus.
Told me that the realistic part of starting lacrosse as an intramural sport is that it's too expensive, there's not enough equipment, and there's too many barriers to letting people play. But he said that if I could get some people together, he'd give me the field space. We would meet on Frazier Fields outside Lil Bob every Monday and Wednesday from 4:30 to 6 p.m. The first day of the spring that year, we reached our record attendance of 11 of us. After that first game, however, almost nobody showed. Every day was about one person, sometimes a different person, maybe two. And when I look back, I think a lot of maybe I should have quit then when nobody was coming and we weren't playing games and we couldn't do anything. But I truly believed in the idea of intramural and recreational lacrosse, and just that if I kept setting it up, the people will come. At the end of the spring, I had another meeting with Tony discussing how things had gone that first year, and that is when he said we should become a registered student organization. And
so the RSO is the next step, because the RSOs have the ability to reserve space. There is a budget, they get a budget from the RSO office that allows them to do some more things than we can do in recreation.
The name recreational lacrosse comes from differentiating ourselves from intramural sports, since we're no longer part of intramural sports, and also differentiating ourselves from the club teams, since we're not a club sport, even though we're technically a student club. Another really difficult task for us was creating the rules. Co-ed lacrosse is unprecedented for the most part. For me, that meant asking lots of questions to industry professionals, to male and female players, and saying, hey, what do we like, what will work, looking through the rule books and taking into account the lack of equipment that we were playing with and the lack of money we had. And eventually we had our own little version of lacrosse. As an equipment-heavy sport, it was important to me to make lacrosse affordable, because that was part of my barrier in starting in the first place. And I wanted this club to be a lower commitment than the club sports. I wanted it to be a place that's welcoming and inviting so that people can start later in life just like I did. And that's why we play with very little equipment. Bring with Bring with you what you have. You can use a D-pole, you can use a female stick, and we have a couple extras that we like to hand out. Coming into fall 2023, I knew we were going to double in size. Sometimes it was really difficult where, there's those weeks where you're setting up and then I'm collecting dues while collecting waivers, while handing out the t-shirts, signing people in, getting the game to happen. And I think, those stressful moments really define you when you look back. I think the recreational lacrosse's story isn't truthful without lots of learning opportunities, lots of pain, lots of difficult conversations with people that kind of just didn't fit the culture of the club. And how does recreational lacrosse work? Recreational lacrosse and co-ed lacrosse is, in my opinion, the most fun way to play the sport. There is that level of competitiveness that anytime you play with friends is always going to come, but you're literally there to have fun.
What's been really cool is to see how it's just been so inclusive, and it's provided so many opportunities on campus for people to play lacrosse. So it's been great.
I love that it gave me a chance to play lacrosse. I never played growing up, but it's a pretty fun sport to pick up. I've been playing for 6 weeks now. It's pretty fun.
My favorite part about Reclax is just coming out on a Thursday, whether it's been a long day or a really short day, to just come out and have fun with my friends.
For me, I would not be the person that I am without recreational lacrosse. It has, it has challenged me hundreds and hundreds of times over. It has taught me how to be a leader and maybe how not to be a leader at times. It has brought me some of the most influential people in my life. It has shown me what I can accomplish when I put my mind to something. It has taught me how to build a community and to make new friends and to put myself out there. And it has made me fall in love with the sport over and over again, especially this past semester.
I think this is the only actual time when we had a student came with interest and really push it to the finish line and make it something that's become sustainable. And I think Andrea just did a fantastic job of having that passion, driving it to the finish line and making something sustainable out of it, which kudos to her.
And I just hope that people can see how much I care and are grateful for the club and the experience and I guess the sacrifices that I've kind of made to make this a reality. And I just hope that this lasts in Delaware for hundreds of years to come and gets bigger and better, and that when people come to college that they find a place and a home and lacrosse friends. And it's pretty bittersweet to think that, I guess that I kind of gave them that chance. That is the making and journey of recreational lacrosse. Thank you to every single person that has been with me along the way, has played, has said hi, has picked up a stick, and thank you to every person that is going to continue to make this club the best thing that it can be. Go Reclax!